Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins discussion video. I hope to be doing a lot of these over the next couple of days, so I hope you guys enjoyed them. But we are going to be talking about Dallas Keuchel, Craig Kimbrel, and Madison Bumgarner in particular today. Three guys that the Minnesota Twins, have talked about in the past. A lot of fans have talked about it in the past of players that they want to see the Twins go get, especially now that the draft is going on. And there's no more of that compensation pick. We have to lose a pick in order to sign them. That's over now that the draft started. So a lot of discussion is going on of saying, when are we going to sign Kimbrel? When are we going to sign, Keuchel? Or are we going to go trade Bumgarner? So Bumgarner is the exception that I've seen a lot of people talk about. We'll get into that. We'll get into it. I will not be using stats necessarily. I do kind of want to just talk from my mouth. I want to know what you guys think as well. But if you want me to go get stats and all that, I can. And we can talk about it down in the comments below. So, let me know if you guys want to do that. But for now, I'm just going to be giving you my opinion based on what I've seen, what I've heard from, my Twitter or from what I've watched. So, basically, I am not really a fan of Bumgarner or Keuchel. And the reason being is they're getting older and they are not the players that they were 3 years ago, okay? So, Bumgarner, we know, is very good in the postseason. He's had some injury problems. He's a strong lefty. I do think that's very good, but he's on a very bad team. He has been injured. He's not who he was in 2014. Same with Keuchel. Obviously, Keuchel won the World Series in 2017. He's been good. He had a very good season, then didn't do so well, and now he's been on the shelf for this year. I don't think he's the answer. We'll talk about Kimbrel in a little bit. Now, first, before we get into what I actually think of these guys and who I want to see, let's talk about Keuchel. Because the Twins are not going to be getting Keuchel. It looks like the Yankees will be. And I know we all hate the Yankees. Some of us probably more than others. I have not really had a problem with them as a team. Obviously, I hate when they beat us. But I have a problem with their management. And that's because they can go out and buy any single player they want at any time, every single year. And I get that that's part of their game because they have money. They're New York. They've been around forever, but it looks like Mark Feinsand has reported this morning that Dallas Keuchel will sign with the Yankees. That deal is almost done. Again, not 100% sure that that's true or all the information surrounding that, but being a reporter for the MLB, I figured that he's probably very trustworthy. He's also verified, not that that means anything, but as you could tell, if he goes to the Yankees, that's basically just saying money wins again. And the team that the Minnesota Twins have put together, yes, it does involve money, right? We went out and bought all these guys, but they have shown they're capable of winning. Look at, the Yankees the past couple of years. They just went out and bought Aroldis Chapman. They went out and bought Betances or whatever. Who's the other guy from Baltimore that's still in the pen? I can't even remember his name. You know what I'm talking about, though. I'm sure somebody will let me know down in the comments. He's just forgetting my mind. Zach Britton. There we go. So they've literally just gone out and bought anybody they've wanted, and I think it's really stupid. But that's how they play the game. And now they're going to do that with Keuchel. So it doesn't even look like the Twins are going to be getting Keuchel. So I guess we can move on. The thing is about, Keuchel, Bumgarner, anybody for our starting rotation. I do think our starting rotation is good, but I do think it could use help. I do think we are one, maybe two players away from, having a solid postseason run. I do think we're going to have to make some moves. With these guys that we've talked about, I just don't know if they're the right one. So, we know that Pineda's been good as of late, right? His last 4 starts. He's gotten a couple of wins. I just don't know if I could trust him, compared to somebody like Odorizzi or Barrios, who pretty much gets a win every time. Same with Perez. But it's because he went on that 5-game losing streak, basically, right? So it's not that Pineda isn't good as the 5 guy, right? He's very, very good comparatively to all the other guys in the league, but compared to the guys on the team, he's not there. Now, does that mean Keuchel is the answer? I don't think so. Does that mean Bumgarner is the answer? I don't think so. I just think since they're getting older, since they're not who they were back, when they won the World Series, I'm not sure what Bumgarner's records are. I'm sure they're not great because we haven't heard about him for a while. Probably since 2014, maybe 2015. But realistically, I want somebody who's young, who Wes Johnson can really develop and rebirth, basically. So, 2 guys that I've seen, well, obviously one was Bumgarner. I just don't know what he can do with him. Being, a veteran and really working on his mechanics, coming back from injury, he's probably had to do that. But what he can change to become a better pitcher again, right? Same with Keuchel. The other guys that I've been hearing that maybe the Twins fans have wanted, they've spoken out about that, Trevor Bauer and Mike Minor. Mike Minor obviously being teammates with Perez. That's interesting. He's 31, along with Keuchel. I'm not sure how old Bumgarner is, but I don't know if Mike Minor is the answer. I'm sure that he can be rebirthed. Texas always kind of sucks. They don't have a pitching coach like Wes Johnson. But Trevor Bauer is another one. Trevor Bauer's younger. We know what he's capable of doing to us. He's got probably the most devastating slider in the league. He's got a hanging curveball that drops off the table, a changeup, a fastball, a 2-seamer, I think, as well, or a sinker, something like that. He's got so many different pitches. He's not young, but he's 28, alongside, Barrios, who's 26 now, Perez, who's 28, Odorizzi, who's 28 as well. All these guys are very capable of being in the game for a couple, 5, 6, 7 more years. I don't know if I can say that about Keuchel, especially coming off of, not being signed. He's going to want a big contract. Are the Twins capable of giving him that? Same with Kimbrel. Let's talk about Kimbrel very quickly. I'm not the biggest fan of Kimbrel. I do think he's the better option out of, Keuchel, or even going to Bumgarner or somebody like that. I do think we could use one guy in the bullpen. Even if we don't get a starter, it's not the end of the world because Pineda has been decent and we get a lot of run support. But our bullpen, I think, could just use one more guy. And not that they haven't been doing great, because they have, but it allows us to really, if we go out and get a solid reliever, it nails the coffin shut, right? And I'm not saying that Rogers or Blake Parker or whoever wouldn't be capable of shutting the door, but this is what I would propose. So, obviously, I know, Zach, I'll shout you out there, you've been a very big fan of Nick Gordon and Sano for Bumgarner, I believe. I would be a fan of Nick Gordon and Blake Parker for some sort of closer, or if we just sign Kimbrel, if we could trade Blake Parker somewhere. How about that? Or even if we want to keep him, obviously we can shuffle around somebody else who hasn't been doing great. But I don't know. Again, Kimbrel, he won the World Series, last year? He has been off, right? Because he wants that bigger contract. But I know that he has expressed interest in the Twins. I know that the Twins have expressed interest in him. I don't know if we're necessarily the front runners in the entire, process. But it sounds like that is our most probable signing. And like I said, we have room for him. There would be a need for him. And we could do something with the other guys who are in the pen. Like if we wanted to get rid of Parker or trade some of, Nick Gordon or somebody who hasn't maybe done as well as we wanted him to, right? So I think there are a lot more options there than there would be if we signed a starter like Keuchel and put him in the place of Pineda. I don't know if anybody would, take Pineda. I'm sure somebody would, right? Because he's not that bad. But I just don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong about all this. And we will go out and sign everybody. I don't know. Maybe you know, like I said, we probably won't get Keuchel, but maybe we will get Kimbrel. And now that the trade stipulation is off, it's going to be on to see who wants to get him. But I definitely think it's a possibility to get Kimbrel. I think it's a possibility that we go out and trade for somebody like Bauer or Bumgarner or Minor. I just don't know if we'll do it, right? We've seen the Twins not really do that in the past. So hopefully they can make a push this year. I would be favorable towards the Kimbrel trade if I had to pick one. But I hope we can go out and do it, right? So that's all I got for you today. I do want to know what you guys think. Like I said, I'll go bring up stats if you want. Talk about anything down in the comments below. But that's just my opinion talking from myself, right? So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think, and we will see you later for another one. Peace out.